So if you were to turn back time, would you choose to get married? So I know that you guys have gone through quite some difficult time this year, last year, this year. I
Late
think
last year,
last year.
early
Can't
this year.
remember. How is that going for you guys?
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm,
Yeah, it's tough. But again, day by day, time, it, well, at least for me, I don't know,
mm.
like day by day, just doing daily routine things. No, marriage, I don't know how people think of this glamorous thing. I don't know.
It's not, eh?
Yeah, no, it's just day by day doing the things that you are used to doing, playing your role, playing your
Mm,
part. It, yeah, it gets better. Not
mm,
that it's gonna go to all roses and
mm,
the way people think, but so long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do,
mm,
for me it gets better.
mm.
Yeah.
Your side, Fifi?
Whew, yeah. Yeah, being young and married, ne? Um, women, we are emotional beings, and we romanticize everything. So sometimes you just, I'm in my head. Let me just say, I'm in my head about everything. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking long and hard because I feel like I said, for so long I've made everyone around me happy. So now I'm in my head about what's gonna make me happy,
Are
right?
you guys still together?
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
You're not separated?
No, we no, we're not. So yeah, we still live together. Um, but yeah, I'm in my head. I'm making some tough decisions and thinking for me. What's gonna make me happy? How am I gonna be happy and still make my kids happy? Right? Um, I think for some reason I want to be selfish for once in my life. I feel like I've taken care of people for so long. I just want to be selfish for once and take care of me, right? Make me happy. What makes me happy? So, um, I've decided there's certain things I've started doing that do make me happy, like going out on trips to just to rejuvenate. My birthday, I even went out on my own. I took a solo trip, booked into a hotel for the weekend for my birthday, and my friends joined me there. We did some quad biking. We did. So I've started doing things that make me happy. Like, what is it that, where can I refill my cup? What is it that I like doing that will refill my cup so that I can be present for my two kids?
Mm,
Because if I'm not full,
mm,
my kids are gonna suffer.
mm.
They need a mother. Um. So yeah. I feel like yeah, I'm in a good space, but also in my head
Mm,
about everything.
sure. Sure. Are you guys willing to make it work? Are you willing to make the marriage work and being successful?
Yeah, we are on a day to day. We are.
Mm,
Uh, but I'm thinking right now, in order to live more in harmony,
mm,
we focus more on the kids.
mm,
For us, we slowly trying. to make it work, you know. But so like recently we just came from uh, an outing as a family. We just spent a couple of days out, and yeah, as we spend time together, then we seeing that, oh, okay, no, it makes sense. It's where you want to be with all of us, the four of us, you know. But yeah, we're trying that bit by bit. Yeah, with time, I can see maybe it can get where the happiness, I don't know, it's back to its previous state, where just the two of you guys now, forget the kids, forget the family, forget the
Yeah.
external influences, where you be like, ah, okay, yeah, we back to happiness. Can get there. Yeah.
And are you too far from that?
Right now, yeah, but day to day, yeah, we working, yeah.
So if you were to turn back time, would you choose to get married?
You know what? I keep saying if I wish I could turn back the hands of time, right, and have done things differently. But also, my kids wouldn't be here, and they are the greatest gift ever. So I wouldn't trade them for the world, because if it wasn't for us being together, they wouldn't be here, right? And they've they've matured me. I used to be a risk taker. Hey, I was a risk taker, guys.
Sure.
I didn't care about my life, hey. But I've matured since I've had them, and I realized my purpose on this earth, right? Because me being here is a blessing to a lot of people. So yeah, no. As much as when I'm angry, I say, I wish I could turn back the hands of time. But when I'm sober-minded, I do think that no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because it would mean I would take back my kids,
Yeah, that's true.
which is a no.
Well, for me, I wouldn't, even if I could turn back the hands of time, I think I would change certain things,
Okay.
you know. Would still get married, right? But problematic things, many other things could have been avoided, you know, had there been open communication
Sure.
as we do now,
Mm.
right? So you could have avoided a whole lot of things that put you in a not so nice situation, you know. So turning back the hands of time, it would be just to rectify those things, like be more firm, you know, and yeah, be like, I don't know, be an adult when you're a semi-adult kind of thing,
I'm
you know.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the it's not a personal problem that you have, or a character problem, or where you say, I wouldn't live with this person.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. So yes, turning back the hands of time, would you still be married? The answer is yes. right? Even if you had no kids, would you still be together? It would be yes, right? Because she is a wonderful person, you know. Yeah, so anyone would be lucky to have her, right? So turning back the hands of time for me wouldn't change much, but I'd still be an emotional link.
That wouldn't go away.
Yeah, maybe she would deal with it better
I'm with
as
you.
well. You know, maybe she would
Are you
deal with
dealing
it
it?
better.
Are you dealing better with it now,
I feel like I am.
or you've just accepted in like?
I feel like I am because I think recently I was talking to him about something and he wanted to fix and I needed a hug, right? I was upset, but he asked me what's wrong. I didn't answer him then. And then a few days later, we sat down and I told him, but calmly, you know, like, I calmed down first and then I told him, listen, this is what I didn't like. When I'm in this state, this is, you know, me. This is, you know, so back then probably I would have answered him right there and then and it would have escalated. But I decided to keep my mouth shut. I decided to calm down first because when I'm emotional also I'm not thinking straight. So I had to calm myself down and then later on be like, okay, we can talk. This is what I'm feeling. This, you could have handled this way when I'm
Do you
like
guys
this.
feel like you're learning each other? Sorry, you wanted to say something.
No, what I wanted to say is, if she was talking to her friends like she's talking to them now, you see, then I wouldn't have to fumble like that.
If she was talking to her friends,
You see, like right now,
yeah,
the responses that she requires from me,
yeah.
usually women pick it up and give that response
Yeah.
and be there for her in that way,
Yes.
right? So if all this time she was able to like maybe open up to her friend and talk about, then she wouldn't have to have be upset with me, because when she talks to me,
It gets worse.
yeah, at that time, yeah.
Yeah.
But Wendy, one thing I'll tell you, right? As much as everything I'm saying, like the problems we've had, these are recent events, right? And you know, you start with the recent events, and you, but he's he everything I wanted he would give me. He so if probably except for dates and but if I needed something and I told him about it, he would buy for me. Um he would tell me that, hey, you need to stop eating sugar, but then he would come with the biggest bar of chocolate you've ever seen because I want sugar. I want chocolate and stuff like that. But then he would be like, yeah, I was so loud. So it wasn't all bad. It was good. I fell in love with him for a reason, and I did fall in love. Shame, deep. I was deep in the trenches. Nobody, like my friends, would come, would wanna visit and be like, "Hi, in daughter first, guys, bye."
Yeah.
I remember in varsity, I would be with my friends, and he would text that he's coming over. I dropped them right there and then. Bye, guys. I'm out.
The daughter is here.
I'm going to my man. um, even when we were getting married, the question was posed, right? That, are you sure? Because my family set me down. They're like, are you sure this is what you want? I was like, no, Thabo loves me. He's gonna take care of me. He's gonna. yeah, he's gonna be that guy. You know, he's that guy. And he did take care of me. He did. I never needed for anything. This was taken care of. Our firstborn. He made sure. He was still a student, but he made sure. My child never
Sure.
needed anything. Like my child had a subscription to Disney books.
Hmm.
That's just how much he would take care of us, right? So he said so he wouldn't tell that both his parents weren't working, that they were students, and we had a great support system, I feel.
So you would choose him again if you were to choose a husband? Very personal one. Nizalwa manifike endlini if you wanna fight. Izabonana endlini. Would you choose her? Would you still choose Fifi
Me,
as your
me
wife?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, me, I would. Like I said, there's,
Things here and there.
yeah,
Mm.
you just need to, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you?
No, sometimes it's like you gather knowledge later.
Yes.
You mature
Yeah.
later.
100%. I'm with you.
When you were kids,
Yeah.
you were doing dumb things, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Sure.
When you're a child, you do dumb things. And when you mature, you start saying, oh, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have, you know, it was stupid. But at that moment when you were doing it, it made sense, eh? It made perfect sense. You could even explain it. If they said, write an essay of why you're doing that. But when you mature, you're like, actually, I fumbled there. I did stupid and reckless things. I thought I had a justification, but as you grow up, you realize you don't have a justification for it. It was stupid justifications. It made sense then, but when you're all grown up, you're like, no, it doesn't make sense. But, yeah, man, I would choose him again.
Do you think 13 years, no? That you've been together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 years later, there's still a lot of things that you didn't know about each other or that you're learning. You knew, but you're learning in your marriage about one another.
I'm a very perceptive person. So there's certain things that are popping up now. But he knows, I know him more than anyone knows him. He knows that very well. Because
More than his siblings.
more than his mother. I
No,
know him.
girl!
More than I shame if we were to sit down and have a quiz, no one would win that quiz. I would win it. And I'm confident about that.
Yeah.
Because it's not because we've spent a lot of time together, but it's just because I'm very perceptive. I pick up things, even at work. Like I would be like, hey, are you okay? I'm picking up cues. I'm sensing you're not.
Yeah.
You know, or are we cool? Because I would sense when someone is starting to, you know, act funny around me. So yeah, it's that, and also with him, I'm like that. He knows. Sometimes I'll be like, "Are you okay?" When he's not okay, he's like, "I'm fine." But I know he's not okay, and I've learned that when he's like that, I take a step back
Yeah.
because he needs his time. Am I lying?
No. But me as well, I know her. I know her very well, actually. Right? I can pick up on certain things. My problem is is the response,
Okay.
right? Or what to say to. But I know her very well. I can read like, okay, something is off. But the angle of attack, you know, is what's difficult. But I think getting older now, it gets better. I
It
don't
gets
know.
better.
I don't know. Is it testosterone dropping?
Yeah.
Then you start to pick up on these things a bit more, right? Compared to my like 20s, you know. Yeah. So now certain things, yeah, you can see them. Okay, sharp. So she can't be like in depression mode and I not notice. Right. So you would notice, but problem is you don't know what to do.
Sure.
That is always a problem. But I think with time I'll be able to do what to do.
Yeah.
Most
sure
of the
you
time
get
is
there.
keep quiet.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer.
And he knows when he keeps quiet, I get even more angry because I'm that person. I want to talk,
Yeah.
and you're keeping quiet on me. It has become better because, but in the beginning, I would be so upset.
Yeah.
But I think you see what I'm struggling with, Nim?
Yeah.
I think women lie to each other.
Lie.
Yeah.
I want to hear this one.
like you comfort each other, saying, for me it's gonna be fine.
No, Chomi, we
Oh.
don't, do we?
Oh, we don't.
No,
show
Chomi.
me.
Huh?
We
We
don't.
don't.
You have no idea
See,
how
like right now.
how much we curse. How much we curse men.
No.
How much we curse men behind closed doors.
That is the obvious part, right? Whereby like, okay, you're talking about, but what I'm saying is like women, you can see a group of them, they would say, oh, you're beautiful, and then you ask a group of guys, is she beautiful? They'll say no. But women will tell each other, oh, you're beautiful. That's what I'm saying. You are able to take care of each other's emotions and lift each other up, right? So me as the husband, do I look beautiful today? You've learned that the answer is yes, 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 all the time,
All the time.
right?
Yeah.
But even though, so in other instances, you would be mistaken and tell the truth of what you actually think, right? Not necessarily in terms of the person's looks or things of that sort. Those ones, you know, it's a default answer. Yes. Do I look great? Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
You know, did I gain? No, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's how
the-
we gain weight.
Yeah, the dress looks like it's getting a little bit loose.
Smaller. Oh,
Yeah,
loose.
but yeah, so right, you don't tell, but a default man answer would be just up on the scale, and
Yeah.
you will know like, the truth. Women can take care of each other's emotions by, I don't know, I would say lying. I don't know a better way of expressing it. Women would come up with a nice term of, something else. Right. So as guys, we have a hard time with it. So you would sometimes tell the truth, and when you tell the truth, that's when Moshi's in. Like, guys, we've been good for the past couple of months. Did you have to like say that
Yeah.
or in that way?
Yeah.
You know.
Sure. So back then when you guys met, so I'm just gonna take a few steps back. I know that when my husband and I met, so he was in the army. And when I found him, he was exercising, right? So he used to work out a lot. So after our first baby, I had to sort of join in terms of working out, right? So I know that when you met, I think both you and I were like quite slim, right?
Yeah.
Is weight an issue for you? Because when you met Fifi,
Sorry.
like she was much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I want her to be that small.
When you met her.
Yeah, because again, the older you get, things change, right?
Absolutely.
When I'm seeing like women, look at her pictures, I'm like, Jesus, was I like, did I really approach this small person?
Yeah.
But I'm not what approached her.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I myself was small, right? So round about the same size. So with Fifi, the problem is every time we get money,
Yeah.
right? She gains weight.
Yo, so you've got a lot of money, girl.
He was telling me that with every promotion I gain extra weight.
Yeah, it
Did he
happens
say
like
that?
that. No, but it happens like that. Like when when I get a salary bump, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you tell her, "Oh, okay, we've got more money now, right? She'll gain, right?
Yeah.
Happiness and her weight go like this. So promotion, money, anything that works. When money goes up, she gains. When money goes up, she gains.
It must stop now.
I don't know. Maybe if I was poor, she'd be, I don't know, skinny. But I don't want her to be skinny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not like I want her to be skinny or anything of that sort. But it gets to a point where she's like, she's her own problem, whereby now uh, it's bothering her more than it's bothering me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay, sharp, let's go on this diet. Let's go to gym. Let's go. She would go for consistently for some
Few
time.
months.
Yeah.
And post videos and then she stops. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not even myself. I'm gaining, right? But for me, I think it happened abruptly. Like I don't know whether it's COVID or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just gained, I don't know, 10 kgs, and it just doesn't go down. Like
Sure.
He was eating my food.
my metabolism.
I was about to say, I mean, you've got a chef right here.
Yeah. I think my metabolism is starting to slow down
Yeah.
now. Like, hey, old age is starting to kick
Sure.
in.
But does your weight bother you?
It.
Mine bothers me.
I know my tummy bothers me. Trust me. I even tell him, I'm like, I want the lipo. Like everything else doesn't bother me. I'm like, my tummy bothers me. Trust me, he talks me out of that lipo every single time. My tummy is the only thing that bothers me, and I'm like, I'm done having kids, so I can have that lipo. Now I can actually do it. But then it used to bother me a lot. It really did. But then, like I said, the healing process has taught me to appreciate myself the way I am.
Okay.
So now I've started appreciating my body the way it is, whether I lose or gain, and I
Yeah.
think that process has also helped me. I've lost some weight this year, so when I accepted and I became happy with who I am, then I could go to gym.
Sure.
I could eat, because there was a period of time I wasn't drinking Coke, I wasn't drinking juice, I would only drink water because those had sugar, and sugar would affect my tummy. Even with tea, I bought honey, so I would drink tea with honey and stuff like that. So yes, it did bother me, but now it's better. It's a bit better, and I think as it gets better, I get better.
Okay.
I start seeing the results I like, and then I no longer be like, am I losing weight?
Yeah.
I tell him I'm losing weight. This thing is getting smaller. I no longer want that validation, but I'm giving
I'm
myself
with
that
you.
validation.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah, I'm getting smaller. I'm getting. This dress used to be like this. It's now sitting like this.
For the first time this year, we got more money there, but she didn't gain this time.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe it's a new trend now. Like,
Sure. So she must continue actually getting promotions
I
and the
think
body
now,
can
yeah,
reverse.
I don't think
Wait.
she'll go. I don't know, maybe there's a new switch. That
Sure,
change with the age,
right.
but it doesn't mean gain.
Sure. Sure, Fifi. What has been your guys' sad moment? So you've had a lot of challenges that we've spoken about, but what has been the sad moment in your marriage that you guys have experienced?
When we lost our child, I think I'm not talking for him.
Okay, it's not.
It's
When
not
we
a
get
lot.
them, I was gonna say it's not a child, but when
Okay, when we lost
miscarried.
our fetus,
Oh,
basically,
okay.
when we
you
miscarried.
yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the saddest.
Is it?
When we miscarried,
Was this before?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was before Tlotleho, so that's why sometimes I call Tlotleho my rainbow baby. yeah, we were quite excited, hey, about that pregnancy. And when we went to the doctor, the first time they were like, "Oh, there's no heartbeat."
Sure. How far were you?
It was 6 weeks, man. It wasn't.
Oh,
It was like 6 weeks, and then they checked, and the doctor was like, "Oh, it's still early, though. Sometimes you won't hear the heartbeat around 6 weeks, right?" Then we went the second time, like, "Oh, the baby's not growing. It's still 6 weeks," and the baby. But I was so much in denial, until everything came flashing out. Then it became real, and sometimes God's timing. When that happened, my mom was there, and it was actually before your wedding.
28, 19.
Yeah, it was like a week before. No, the week of your wedding. Yeah, the week of your wedding. That's when I went for the procedure to get it cleansed, and yeah, like I said, I wear a smile. You wouldn't have noticed.
Not at all.
Because yeah, we put it aside. We are happy. We move on.
Sure. Best moments?
Best moment. It's a lot. So now I must.
Just one highlight.
Our honeymoon. I would say one of the best moments. Our honeymoon. For me. I don't know for him.
Yeah, that one was nice. Yeah, but I'm still trying to think.
Every day it is. That should be the answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's difficult for me to think about this.
We've had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
We've really, like, we were the people. When we had problems, people were like, "Not you guys, you, not you guys." We don't believe it.
Yeah.
That's happening. But that's the thing. We've had a lot of good times. We've. I remember we used to travel together everywhere we went. And it wasn't even a matter of I'm guarding him or he's guarding me.
I'm joking.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure she was.
Are you
I know woman. I know him.
No, he would literally drag me out of the house. So if I was guarding him, so we would go everywhere together. We spend a lot of time together. We, like, us being apart, we would fight even when we were apart because we were not used to that, being apart. So even I remember his sister's husband would be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you guys, I envy the way you guys like to travel together, like you go everywhere together and stuff like that." And it was a norm. It was normal because I'm not a party person. At social events, they're not really my thing. Dinner with friends is it.
His reaction.
No, dinner with friends is it. If I'm going out, it needs to be a fun activity, not partying per se.
Okay.
It needs to, like, quad biking.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If my friends were like quad biking, I'm there. Skydiving, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm scared of heights, so maybe. So
She likes to dress up. So
She
events
does.
like weddings or things like that.
oh yes, I love weddings.
She won't miss those. So it's just she's not an outgoing person. And
You disagree?
No, I just
as long as
love
she's
weddings.
going to dress up and wear makeup and wear nice clothes and heels,
Yeah.
yeah, she will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, she's the one dragging me to those places. It's not like I want to.
No, I can believe that actually, to be honest. What has been some of the culture shocks? So, you are Pedi Tswana,
I'm Tswana.
married into Tsongas, right?
Mm.
And I know that my in-laws, they are introverts, if I should put it that way,
Mm.
you know. And you and I mean, listen, girl, we're the complete opposites.
Come on.
What has been some culture shocks, especially for you, because you married into a family that's exactly like mine?
Yeah. I didn't know, but yeah, it's difficult to having to socialize
Yeah.
like, with everyone. I just want to keep quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just want to keep quiet, keep to myself, speak
Yeah.
when you're spoken to, kind of thing.
Or just don't speak to me, please.
Yeah. So, hey, families, they can be,
Yeah.
it can be a lot.
Ne.
Yeah.
You know, you saying that, sorry, before you answer, Fifi. So I know that you used to or you are staying with the siblings, the two sisters.
Oh no.
How is that for you?
No, that's fine. That's
Okay.
actually that's actually simple.
You don't feel like they're in your space or they're invading your space. So
No, I haven't felt that way for the longest time. Now that they're growing, like they've grown, like now they no longer
Kids.
kids. They are like full adults. They've had their 21st birthday and things like that. Yeah, now it becomes a bit like, oh, okay. But it's more on them than me.
is
I
it?
can notice like they feel my presence more now. When they're kids, they didn't care,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't care. They were fine. Like, it's just kids.
Yeah.
Don't pay much attention to that and things like that. And just sitting with them, we talk. Like, there's no issues
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get used to people as you. But the kids were okay.
Yeah.
And then you get to the adults on the other hand.
Okay. Then it becomes a bit.
Yeah, I think now that they are adults as well, maybe that's why it's like they're
Yeah.
like the rest now.
Do you think you would be as accommodating as Thabo if it was Thabo's brothers staying with you guys?
Actually, Tabo's brother once stayed with us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
For a little
Oh.
while.
He had a job in Midrand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when he had a job in Midrand, for the first month or two, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
came and stayed. Even
Like fully stayed with you guys.
Yeah.
yeah, his
Hey,
fingerprint still works at the
Hey, bo-
apartment.
Guys, where was I? Benguphi mina. Is it?
No, I was raised in a family where my great grandmother, like, I have uncles today that I thought were blood uncles. Can't it's someone
Next
like
door.
my great grandmother adopted and was staying in the yard, and
Oh.
it's people I grew up knowing as family. Even
Sure.
today, they still attend our events and like funerals
Sure.
and stuff because
So it's something you grew up with.
yes, I grew up with that. Like my grandma taught us to accommodate
Yeah.
people,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's why I think it was so easy. Like I would be making a lunchbox for us,
Yeah.
and then I would ask him if he wants one, but he was eating at work, so he was
Yeah.
like, "No, it's fine." And it was a natural thing
Sure.
to do.
I think direct siblings are not an issue.
Okay.
It's when it's like your cousin
Cousins.
or
Mm.
somebody else. Now it's like, do I really have to like interact with them?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure, guys. Interesting conversations, hey? So, is it... you guys have been through a lot. What would be your advice to a young couple that either wants to get married, is married and going through a lot, and maybe at the verge of getting divorced? Like, what would you say to that couple?
For those that want to get married, I feel that marital counseling is very important. Premarital counseling is very important, right? We never had that.
Yeah.
And during that, you need to discuss what you want and be honest during those discussions. what is it, how do you want your life to go, right?
Yeah.
You must discuss finances.
Yeah.
You must discuss everything. Basically, put everything. How many kids you want? How do you want to raise your kids?
Sure.
You must, because these things pop up in marriage, and then you start fighting over small
Sure.
miscellaneous things. Like you need
Yeah.
to be able to talk about it before you get married, so that you know that what I'm jumping into is what I want,
Yeah.
right? And then for people who are going through a tough time in their marriages, right? There's this Steve Harvey quote where he says, you sometimes you just need to remember why you got married. You don't need to move on to the next person, but you need to remember why you got
Why?
married, so that you can light that spark again.
Every time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is, you know, we take these things lightly, but date nights are very important, because as soon as you have kids add a certain spin to your marriage. So you need to be able to have a one-on-one with just the two of you guys, away from the kids, away from everything, just the two of you guys, and talk,
Yeah.
and properly talk about everything. Just bear it out, just the two of you, over a nice dinner or something, picnic or whatever, but just the two of you.
Yeah.
It's very important, as well as family vacations, because you know what, sometimes when you are in the house, I'm seeing that leaky roof, I'm seeing that it's stress, it stresses, right? You need vacations to recharge. You
Yeah.
need some time away as a family, to be like, oh yes, appreciate each other again. And then you'll go back to your stresses and whatnot, but this time you're recharged, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's gonna happen. And then for those that are going through a divorce, also it's very important, especially those who have kids that are going through a divorce. When the elephants fight, the grass suffers. So meaning, when you two are fighting, don't forget those little kids are suffering. So just be mindful of your fight. You guys made those kids out of love, not hate.
Yeah.
And divorces tend to bring the worst in people.
Yeah.
But you are forgetting that these people are innocent. These people that you're making to
Yeah.
suffer are innocent. As much as I want to be vengeful, he wants to be vengeful. Now everyone, we're just, now I'm like, hey, if you want to see the kids, I won't be there. If you, those things affect kids. As much as people can say, I will take them to therapy, they'll be okay. Kids will be okay. Kids grow. Kids, and from my personal experience, kids hold even the smallest things to their adulthood.
They do.
They hold the smallest things. They remember the smallest things, and it haunts them. So you might think, as much as I want to be happy, or he wants to be happy somewhere else, because remember, your happiness, sure, you are happy, but those little ones are not.
Yeah. She summed it up quite well. But yeah, for those that are thinking of getting, I think the problem is, um, for young couples, ne, when you're thinking about marriage, don't think of it as a destination,
Sure.
right? Because many people are just basing their relationships on, no, we need to get married. Like it's like it has, and once they do get married, then it's just, oh, okay, now bucket list ticked, and then now you are no longer, like, for me again, marriage is just you guys signing at the home affairs, and you have a contract, but it shouldn't change what you guys were. right? So you need to be focusing on one another. What's more important is you two focusing on one another. Getting married, sure, you got married. Mostly they do it for, it's a belief system, kind of. Okay, we Christians or
Yeah.
even Islams as well. Many religions, they, okay, no, we can't just live, let's get married. Fine, get married, but just because you have gotten married doesn't mean you need to change your things or your way of doing things, right? Continue in that same light. If you're going on date nights, go on date nights. If you were not going on date nights, now go on date nights. It's an upgrade to your relationship, right? So for young couples thinking of getting married, most importantly, think about the type of marriage contract that you're gonna go into and how you want to live, right? Because sometimes you might just live together. Fat and said, you're gonna fight with society, with yourself. You're gonna fight with everyone. Maybe you just getting married is not the best thing for you,
Yeah.
right? But having gone through that, like you're saying, okay, the decision is, it is for both of us. This is how we were raised. This is our belief system. Let's do get married. Then you both get married, and you stay married to one another. And yeah, during marriage, take care of one another. And for those who are having difficult times in their marriage, again, just because you're married doesn't mean anything has changed, right? Go back to how you were, you would resolve conflicts even before you got married, because you managed to get through that hurdle and gotten married
Yes.
because you had ways of resolving your conflicts. Continue to do that, resolve them. If you have kids, um, and you are thinking, we're at the brink of divorce, if you guys are not beating each other or like at the point of trying to kill one another,
Being toxic.
yeah, like the toxicity being in like out of hand, where I, I don't know. If it's not at that point, getting divorced again, you're just changing the contract at the home affairs, right? But your responsibilities to one another, to your kids as well, you can always work back to the first time you met. Because best believe me, you divorce, you go out, you meet someone else.
Wes?
No, maybe not necessarily worse, but exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the problem is you.
Sure, deep,
Yeah.
hey?
The problem is you. Yes, there is another party in the marriage or a relationship, but when things don't work out, your previous one before you got married to this one didn't work out. The one before that didn't work out. The problem is you,
Sure. Yeah.
right? And the next person you're going to meet, maybe you've healed or you are in a better position to sustain a relationship, even a marriage, but you find someone at a different stage. They haven't even gotten there yet. So you divorce this one, get married again, divorce that one, get married again, divorce that one. Again, if you're going to be thinking of divorce, just think about, is it that toxic?
Yeah. Is it that
Like,
bad?
yeah, is it that bad that to a point that you be like, okay, we're gonna divorce and we're gonna separate, even if you don't have kids, right? Even if you don't have kids, so long as it's not toxic, don't go there. If it was toxic before you got married, maybe you shouldn't have gotten married to begin with. But yeah, people need to work on themselves, right? so that when you get to a point now you're in a relationship, you're thinking of getting married, you guys have worked on yourselves.
Yourselves.
You are happy by yourself. You know, if you're not happy by yourself, certain things will come out, whether you're married or what. So, yeah, I would advise, especially for those that have kids, the
Yeah.
alternative is worse.
Sure.
Yeah, it is worse.
Sure, Thabo.
Yeah, it is worse. Again, if you're not at the brink of killing each other, or if for those who believe in mutis, throwing each other with mutis, lightning
Probably
and
both.
fire. No, the alternative is worse, right? I would suggest maybe you look up Dr. Peterson. Yeah,
What?
Dr.
Peter?
Dr. B. Peterson, I think. He's a psychologist,
Okay.
right? What he does is he looks up data and research from various psychologists and even believers and things of that sort. And one thing I can tell you is what the consensus amongst many professionals is that the alternative is worse for you, especially if you have kids. Right? It is worse. You might think I can go out now by myself and I don't know, go meet someone else. It's not going to work. Right? Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Right? It can be fun, but it's not going to. So basically, you're just going to be wasting time or passing time until the day you die. But it's once you decide that you're getting married, or even forget getting married, once you decide that you're going to have kids with someone, stay with them so long as it's not too horrible on the kids. Stay with them and work through whatever you need to. Sometimes you need a break from each other, you know, not necessarily like separation.
Yeah.
Even in the same house,
Yeah.
you can take a break from each
Yeah.
other.
Definitely.
You know, take a break, recoup, and come back. But stay together. Guys, it's horrible. Yeah, some women, they want to date, for example, men who like divorced men who hate their spouses, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like their exes,
Yeah.
their ex partners. Like, yeah, no, I know. That's what they want, and what they're going to do is pull you away from your kids.
Sure.
Pull you.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your kids are there, being, I don't know, hope surviving. It's not good. It's not good for your bloodline. So yeah, guys, stay with each other. Women, stepfathers out there. Yeah, sometimes it can be nice, but just stay where you are. Hlala still.
You know, I think it was a priest or something. I can't remember, on Instagram. And they were saying, I think it was a priest, and he was asking the church congregation, right? There was a white sheet and a black dot in the middle of the white sheet. And he asked the congregation, what do they see? And they said, we see the black dot. And he said, and that's the problem with most marriages, that people, when they married, that's the first thing that they see. The small thing that Thabo has done or Refiloe has done, it's that black dot. And they forget
The
about
white
this
space.
entire white space that surrounds that small black dot.
Yes, again, that's what psychologists have come up with.
Yeah.
Your mistakes are glaring. They indicate that no, something is wrong. Even at work, you will do 99% very well, right? They don't even clap hands for you, right? Because the machine is running,
Yes.
right? But you do one small mistake, you cost them $1 million, you've made billions, but you cost them 1 million, they see that
Mm.
and it's glaring, right? So mistakes, wrong things are outstanding. So that's why when we're talking with men, sometimes it's important for you to tell your partner what it is that you're doing for them, right? I'll take a simple instance. You dating someone or you're married to someone, they don't know the price of internet or the cost of going to work because you fill the petrol,
Yeah.
you do all of those things. They don't know that, right? Let it run empty. Immediately they'll pick up, whoa, hey, there's no fuel in my car. Something is wrong. They pick that up, right? Or you go away for a week and then the things that you're doing, now they become visible. So it's important sometimes to remind the person of the things that you're doing for them so that they can have a recognition of the white space, right? Because they will only see the dot. And believe you me, most of the times it is the dot.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. And again, the problem is you. You are seeing the dot. You're focusing on the dot. Yeah.
Sure.
But I think also one more thing, ne, that we went to couples therapy, and this lady told us, she's like, you're an individual before you're a couple.
Yeah.
So if you yourself as an individual, you're not happy,
Yeah.
how do you expect to bring someone happiness or someone to give you happiness?
Yeah. If
When you can't even make
yourself-
yourself happy, how do you expect someone else to make you
Yeah,
happy?
Yeah.
So that's why, like I said, it's important to do things that you like doing so that you are happy, you are okay before you expect someone else to do
your
things
cup.
for you.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. I think with him, I'm gonna lead by example because I think talking sometimes he closes his ears, it goes on the side, goes out that side. So I feel like I'm gonna show him the life I want us to live instead of telling him the life I want us to live.
Absolutely.
So if I'm booking a trip, it's fine. I'll pay with my money. We'll book a trip. We'll go to Cape Town. It's fine. But that's the life I want to live, basically. If I come back broke, it's okay. I'm broke. We'll drink water. It's okay. We need to lose weight
okay.
anyway.
I'm gonna pay.
You're gonna lose weight anyway.
It's not okay. No, again, you see, that's why we're saying, because for me, I'm not denying these things, right? What I'm saying, you know what? We have a lot of money that all we have to do is say, okay, we want to go there. Let's stop wasting it on silly things. Let's put this amount for so long so that we can have the budget to go there. Right?
Like money. Hey, are you gonna bet on me?
She didn't know. You show my Jamaica like I wanted to.
The dollars are calculating in my head.
That's the problem with people. When they're thinking, when you say there's a lot of money, they'll be like, there's a lot of money. Let's go now.
Yeah.
With that money.
Yeah.
Right? Just because the money is there doesn't mean you must
Spend it.
go now and
Yeah,
spend it.